All right, David, so we've covered getting paid dividends. For our final explainer in this series, let's get into the really good stuff. How you can turn those small payments into some serious long-term wealth. And the best part? You can do it with one incredibly powerful, totally automated tool.
I mean, it's a great problem to have, isn't it? Your stock's paid you, you look in your account, and there's fresh cash sitting there. So the big question is, what's the single smartest thing you can actually do with that money?
You know, for a lot of people, especially when you're just starting out, that dividend might be, what, 50 bucks? It's so tempting to look at that and think, hey, free money, that's a pizza tonight. But that $50, it's actually a critical choice. It's the choice between something you want right now and building real wealth for your future.
Well, there is a much better way. If you look at your brokerage platform, say something like Schwab, there's this little feature. Honestly, it's usually just a simple toggle switch. But flipping that one switch can completely change your financial trajectory. It's so easy to overlook, but believe me, its power is absolutely immense.
Right? That button activates what we call a DRIP. That's D-R-I-P, for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And look, I know it sounds simple, but make no mistake about it. This is the mechanism that can turn an average investor into a millionaire over time. I'm not exaggerating.
And here's the real kicker. The whole process is completely automatic. The second that dividend hits your account, the system just buys more shares for you. And get this, these purchases are almost always commission-free. They even buy fractional shares, which means every single penny is put to work for you instantly. Now, of course, you still have to account for taxes on that dividend, but purely from a growth standpoint, this is as frictionless as investing gets.
Exactly. So the really crucial thing to get your head around is how this thing grows, because it's not just a straight line, it's exponential. Let's actually visualize this so you can see how these tiny automatic reinvestments build up into a massive snowball of wealth. Okay, let's keep it simple. Imagine you own exactly 100 shares of a company. Nice round number. At the end of the first quarter, that company pays out its dividend.
Now, because you have DRIP turned on, that dividend payment doesn't just sit there as cash. Nope. The system automatically scoops it up and buys you, let's say for this example, 2 more shares. Just like that, you now own 102 shares.
All right, now let's fast forward to the next quarter. This is where it gets interesting. See, the next dividend payment isn't calculated on your original 100 shares. It's paid out on your new total, 102 shares. That means you get a slightly bigger dividend payment, which in turn buys you even more shares. And boom, now you're at 105. The acceleration has officially begun.
And that right there, that is the snowball effect in a nutshell. In the very beginning, those first few quarters, the growth seems so small you'd barely notice it. It looks like nothing is happening. But let that process repeat itself for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and that tiny little snowball of shares becomes an absolute avalanche.
Let this sink in, because this is the core concept that makes this whole thing so powerful. You are no longer just investing your own capital. You are literally acquiring more ownership of the company using the company's own money. It's their profits that are buying you more of their stock. It's an incredible self-fueling cycle.
So that brings us to the practical side of things. And really, the beauty of this whole strategy is just how simple it is. I mean, this is the ultimate set it and forget it wealth engine. Now, of course, this engine runs best when you fuel it with high-quality, dividend-paying companies you actually believe in for the long run. But you do that work up front, just once, and the system takes over from there.
And actually, turning this on, it's incredibly straightforward. Seriously, you just log into your brokerage account, go to your positions, and for each stock, you're going to see a reinvestment option. It's usually just a simple toggle or a little checkbox. You just flip that switch to on, and that's it. You've officially started your snowball. It really is that simple. So, we're going to leave you with one simple question, but it's a question whose answer could genuinely define your financial future. You now know exactly how this engine works. The only thing left to do is turn the key. So, is your snowball rolling it?